One of the biggest problems with Project 2025 and Heritage Foundation is their inability to be honest. Am I saying they're corrupt? No, they have an inability to really get to the root of the problem or be honest. So, such as, they have a broken down initiative if you go on their site, and I didn't look at all of it, but I looked under Health and Human Services. And I went down to CDC. So their recommendation, because the CDC has betrayed the American people, their recommendation is for the CDC to be broken up into 2 agencies. Yeah, so more agencies. Does that seem like it's a good idea? No, it's absolutely not. So I had earlier put up a couple videos about some quotes by our founders. And, these were truly what I would consider smart men. Some not even academically in the higher educated camp, and some that were. But all had wisdom. That's what makes you smart. You can go to the Ivy Leagues if you want and come out and think the letters after your name make you smart. But the fact of the matter is, wisdom is what makes you smart. In my opinion, Project 2025 lacks wisdom. So one of the quotes I had put up was by Thomas Jefferson, who said, "When once a republic is corrupted, there is no possibility of remedying any of the growing evils, but by removing the corruption and restoring its lost principles, every other correction is either useless or a new evil." A new evil. So when Heritage Foundation or Project 2025 and their advisory board is 3 pages of, college alumni and Northern Trusts and America First and all this. 3 pages of the advisory board think tanks, except none of them seem to want to get honest about the fact that the CDC is not in the Constitution. And they have betrayed the American people. And the excuse the CDC gives is that we can't tell the American people everything because it will be misinterpreted. Well, I think that we're tired. This is why we want these agencies eliminated. We're tired of people that think that they know best, keeping things from us, and then it goes on to hurt people. And since we don't have any of these, nowadays everybody calls experts, that want to get to the root of these problems, nothing will be fixed. It cannot be. Because CDC should be defunded and eliminated. Now, of course, Project 2025 would support, no, we can't do that. We need them for this. What do we need them for? If we're going to operate under the Constitution, Heritage Foundation, then let's do that. But you can't even get honest about how Health and Human Services tied with the DCFS systems in states have for decades and decades have not been doing right by children. So please, please don't stand on some high horse that because you're Heritage Foundation or Project 2025 that you think you're best equipped to do what's right in the best interest of America. You can't even get honest. None of you organizations, you universities, you think tanks want to get honest and get to the root of the problem. And that's the kind of stuff that will destroy America. It's having these separate entities that are deciding things behind closed doors that are going to be the presidential transition team. Well, no, then I will not expect anything to change except maybe here and there, because it starts with being honest. Heritage Foundation doesn't want to be honest. Project 2025 doesn't want to be honest. Oh, they'll be honest about a few things. None of them have talked about how HHS, through Department of Family Services, with the FBI, I'm sure, the amount of children that have been harmed that are under state guardianship. So you know what? Please, Project 2025, check yourselves, because you're not on the right side of anything. And that may seem harsh of me, but seriously, I'm just tired of people coming in deciding for the rest of us. So this is what the Project 2025 says about CDC. The distinct functions should be separated into two entirely separate agencies with a firewall between them. They're talking about CDC, separating them into two agencies. But see, the problem here too is that Heritage Foundation and Project 2025, they think they stand on biblical values, and they really don't. Because first of all, there's an obsession they have with abortion, but on the right, it's like it's intertwined into all of healthcare, but they don't have any insight into themselves. They don't, which that's part of the problem too. Like the founders, they did have insight into themselves, which I think is why they said such amazing things that are so true. We lack men like that today, men and women that have that kind of insight. I mean, there's some out there, but very few, because through time, everybody has been made to believe that if you come out of a university, it somehow means you have wisdom. No, it doesn't. So when an agency has betrayed the American people so many times, we should have people that say, no, this is an agency that if I'm going to truly stand for the American values and the Constitution, it's an agency that needs to no longer be. It needs to be defunded. We do not have enough people that are really speaking truth about that. HHS, I believe, is in the Constitution, but there's so many that aren't, okay? But the fact of the matter is, until there's a true accounting for the damage and pain and suffering that's been done to Americans, most especially children, then we don't return to our true Constitution. We will continue to go down the path with organizations, whether it's, on the left, it's your, your blue change.org, or it's, your Project 2025, both being that they want to still control the system. It's the other thing with Project 2025 is they don't once address how the professional organizations in healthcare, in nursing, in medicine, all these associations I bring up so many times that are tied to the UN, how they should be cut off. They should be cut off. We need people that will put the American people, most especially children, first. Project 2025 does not. It wants to say that it does because it says it protects life. Then if you protect life, then you should be talking about all the lives that have been lost because of the Department of Family Services system in every state that is tied to the federal level. But you don't want to talk about that, right? Because there's just some things Project 2025 doesn't want to change. They just want to be the same agency that controls everything behind the scenes, but they'll do it on the right, really just being a uniparty that wants to control the American people. And I think the American people are tired of being controlled. We are tired of people telling us what to do. We are tired of agency after agency after agency after association after association, all saying that they're the experts, they're the professional organizations, this is who we look to. And really, the American people have realized, no, we are the ones that know what is best, and we want to be in charge. But God forbid, Project 2025 and Heritage Foundation are no different than the left. They're just on the far right, and they want to tell you what's best. No, the American people, the true American people that have wisdom, and it has nothing to do with how much academia they have, but have wisdom, are the people that will restore this country to what our founders wanted, because none of these groups even have a clue how to do that, because it starts with being honest, something they don't want to do.